Hey guys, and welcome back for another episode of the 2 Minute Warning. I'm Blake Showalter.
And I'm Beto Vaca-Diaz.
And today we're starting off with Semo Sports. We're going to kick it off with the NBA afterwards, but starting off, a red-hot softball team we got, man. They were absolutely killing it, winning 11 of their last 12, man. What do you think about that?
Oh, it's just amazing. 7 games in a row straight, like you mentioned, 11 of the last 12. And they played SIU yesterday. Today is Wednesday, so they played Tuesday, winning 9-0 in 5 innings. That was just very impressive to watch. The bats were hot. The pitching was great. It was a really good game.
Dominant, man. Absolutely dominant.
Yeah, definitely. Some of the players to look out for is on the pitching side of things, Marissa Davis. She's absolutely electric on the mound. It seems like people can't hit off of her. And if you look at a lot of our games, they're not scoring many runs, so the pitching is great. But not only that, our games are also like hitting in a lot of runs. And to thank for that is Allison Tucker. In one game, she had 11 RBIs, and yesterday she had a 3-run home run. Just played absolutely fantastic. I'm really excited to see what the softball team can do. We're first in the OVC, and we're 27 games unbeaten at home. That's crazy.
Yeah, man, we look really good right now. Definitely on fire at the moment. As you said, first in the OVC. We have another OVC opponent this weekend. We got Lindenwood. I think we'll absolutely handle them, no problem at all, based off the way we've been playing, man. I'm really excited to see what we can do as far as championships go. I think we're definitely the strong runner right now, and I think we will win the OVC. But as far as after that goes, it's going to be interesting to see how far we can run in the NCAA tournament. So I'm really excited for that.
Yeah, definitely. Our baseball has been known for the ones to get really far and even get into like the College World Series and stuff. But
yeah,
I think
that was last year.
Yeah, I think it's softball's time to shine this year. They've just been playing dominant. And College Softball World Series, who knows? We'll see.
Knows? I mean, I won't shorthand the baseball team. We've been looking a lot better. We are second in the OVC right now, behind Moorhead still. We won't get too far into that right now. Not a whole lot going on with the baseball team. A lot more to talk about after this weekend. So we'll be sure to do that next week. Make sure to tune in, guys. But yeah. Really good stuff out of the softball team. Very excited to see what we do next.
Yeah, 100%. A bunch of stars, a bunch of seniors, and going in to the weekend just looking absolutely dominant. Hopefully we sweep Lindenwood and just keep moving on.
Yeah, make sure to go out and see a game. See absolute dominance in person. Make sure to go to look at that. But next up, we have pro sports, the NBA, and we were pretty surprised to see how that went last night, man. The Heat getting beaten by the Hawks in pretty much dominating fashion. Really, when I watched that game, just didn't go the Heat's way. A lot of balls bouncing for the Hawks. Trae Young did well inside the paint, surprisingly so. Didn't really do much behind the arc, but he had that teardrop floater that was hitting every single time. And then Jimmy Butler getting absolutely suffocated in that game. Was really hoping for more out of him. He didn't really come up to do anything, though.
Yeah, the Heat last year, finals contenders. It's interesting to see how they've fallen in the fact that the Hawks have just absolutely handled them in the fact that, like, obviously Trae Young and DeJounte Murray. Trae Young, 25 points. DeJounte Murray, 18 points. I think Trae Young gets a really bad rap. Like, people hate on him a lot, but I think that he's deserved of whatever spot he has in the NBA, and he's one of the...
I just received word that the Jets, my New York Jets, are making a strong run at DeAndre Hopkins. So just received word out of my imaginary earpiece. Isaiah definitely didn't just hand me his phone and show me that just now. But real quick thoughts on that.
DeAndre Hopkins is one of the most electric wide receivers in the league. If that is true, that is a huge move for the Jets. Now they just need a quarterback to throw to him.
Yeah, and a couple vials of roids to get him back to his premier spot. Just can't get caught next time. But Aaron Rodgers, D-Hop, Allen Lazard, Garrett Wilson.
Yeah, and on the Cardinals side of things, it seems like they're bringing the weapons away from Kyler Murray. Like, dude, I think that maybe they're putting all their faith in Kyler Murray, but at the same time, like, who else is he going to throw to now?
Dude, they got a 4'6" quarterback and no one has to throw to, so going to be a rough year for the Cardinals.
Hollywood Brown,
true, but I mean, come on now. They have a toddler in the pocket, and he acts like one too. He constantly complains, and he's definitely going to be upset when DeAndre is gone. I know there's already been everybody's been talking about how he is going to be gone, but the fact that the Jets, my New York Jets, after missing out on OBJ, want to make a strong run to DeAndre Hopkins. Sign me up. But let's get back into basketball. I just wanted to go through that real fast.
Breaking news with the 2-minute warning.
Breaking news, yeah. I know I'm going to have like a thing flash across. This is breaking news when we do it. All right, back on to basketball. Let's keep on talking about that, man. Finish your thoughts. Sorry for interrupting. Just great news.
You're all good. Worth interrupting.
Absolutely.
Trae Young. Back to Trae Young. I think he gets a bad rap in the NBA. A lot of people hate on him, saying that he's overrated or overhyped. And I think he's right where people put him. He's a great guard, one of the most technical guards in the league, and one of the best for assists and using his vision to try and create as many opportunities for scoring as possible. And he's not, like you mentioned last night, did not get it done from behind the arc, but he drove in, he found ways to get points. And so I think that he's one of the biggest keys, if not the biggest key, whenever DeJounte Murray isn't playing as well for the Hawks team. He is going to definitely be a huge factor in carrying them forward as they play the Celtics, was it, in their next game?
I believe so, yes.
That's going to be a very difficult matchup. But, I mean, if Trae Young can shine, who knows? Anything could happen.
And you know what? He didn't really have a bad game. I mean, he played great. He had 25 points, great stuff, honestly. Also did a great job at spreading the ball around, had 7 assists. So, yeah, it's everything you want in a point guard. And there was word a little bit like 2 weeks ago that he's possibly going to be traded in the offseason. I think he's proven that you really can't trade him. But they looked really good last night. And I think they might be a sleeper team. I know everybody wants to talk about Sacramento and how they might make a deep run, but come on now. They're just on the hype train. Everybody's excited they haven't been in the playoffs in the last how many years. But, yeah, really good stuff from him. I mean, again, didn't really get it done behind the three-point line. He was only 1 for 8 last night. But again, he just can make it. He can make it happen when any really fast of the game. To be honest.
Yeah, another sleeper team to watch is the same game that happened. Well, not the same game. The game that happened the same night. The Lakers versus the Timberwolves. The Lakers came out winning by 6 points, 108 to 102.
Yeah,
but they looked good in that game, going through it really competitive. LeBron obviously 30 points and Anthony Davis 24 points.
Yeah.
Like these guys, 2 superstars playing really good games. Of course, except AD with the foul on the 3-point line in the last second of the game.
Yeah, man, but like, I mean, we talked about it last episode. You're like, LeBron might get 40. I was watching the game. I was like, oh my God, this might be the prediction of the year over here. I wasn't really seeing that one coming. One guy who I was expecting a lot more of was D'Angelo Russell, who actually got it done in the passing game, had 8 assists, so good stuff from him. But I mean, me and Isaiah behind the camera were talking earlier that it just looked like the Timberwolves were trying to actively lose that game. I mean, horrible stuff from them. Definitely do not deserve to be in the playoffs. So yeah, I'm happy for the Lakers. They kind of got an easy game, though. I'm not gonna lie. I think the Timberwolves that I was looking to see did not show up in that game. And it's going to be interesting to see what the Lakers can do. And it looks like they're playing together and they're gelling together at the perfect point of the season. And it's going to be interesting to see what they do in the playoffs, man.
Yeah, especially whenever you have, like, obviously Anthony Davis and LeBron James, but another player that was playing really well, especially last night, Dennis Schroeder with 21 points. A guy who really been kind of slept on most of the year.
He's been slept on his entire career. I mean, I remember playing with him in 2K16, being like, this guy's a sleeper. Mm-hmm. But ignore my 2K career.
He's definitely a good player. And last night, LeBron James going up, it seemed like he was going to ISO for the win to get a 2-point ball to try and win the game, but he threw it off to Schroeder, which surprised me. Me and my friend were watching the game, and he said, there's no way LeBron passes this off. And I said, I don't know, they might try to distract him, maybe throw it to D'Lo. And it ended up being Schroeder who hit what should have been the game winner. But he looked really good last night, and I think if all these stars can really combine, the Lakers might honestly keep going forward.
And you know what? They lost Westbrook, which I think was a good idea. That was a total bust. It was a great move when they first got him. I was excited for it, but that was a complete bust. But I don't want to say a sleeper team because they have LeBron, but, dude, they have some sneaky superstars in that team. Dennis Schroeder, as we were saying, has really been slept on his entire career, so I'm excited to see what he can do in the playoffs. And, of course, D'Angelo Russell, we all know what he can do. And also, you got the possible – I'm not going to say GOAT – have the possible GOAT in LeBron James, who, I think they do have a very good team. And, again, like we said, they're gelling together at the perfect point of the season. But
yeah, they do have a tough matchup coming up against the Grizzlies. It's just a hard matchup. Any team versus the Grizzlies is tough. The Lakers do kind of have the pieces to take down the Grizzlies, though, especially if Ja Morant is still injured going into the next game. I'm not really sure what the word is on that, but I think it'll be more competitive than people think it will.
You know, I get it. Like, the Grizzlies haven't been good all year, but I think they're in a weird place as far as the locker room goes. You had those problems with Ja Morant, and also Dylan Brooks, I'm not a fan of. He always is causing problems and stuff like that. But you know what? I wouldn't be surprised if the Lakers beat them in the first round. I like the Grizzlies a lot as a team, but I don't know, man. I don't like the problems they have in the locker room, and also their style of play. I don't think it holds up against the kind of play that the Lakers have.
Yeah, I couldn't agree with you more, especially if Ja Morant, their superstar, is not playing. He was MVP candidate at the beginning of the season and then got injured, and then, of course, the Grizzlies seemingly somehow played better without him, but then, like you mentioned, now they kind of in a weird spot, slumping a little bit. Ja's injured. Dylan Brooks is just being weird right now, so I wouldn't see it impossible for the Lakers to move on, but even then, like, they have to get through so many teams to get to the Western Conference Finals. Like, it's going to be very competitive, but I'm really happy they got the job done yesterday.
No, I agree. It's like we said last episode. If LeBron can't get it done, get to the finals, and possibly win, which the odds are like 1 to 1 billion, I think he is the GOAT, to be honest.
Put money on it now, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, and then to finish things off, let's talk about Zion for a little bit, man. I mean, I don't want to call him a bust because of everything he's been able to do when he is playing, but he had those situations where he gained on all that weight, lost all that weight, got injured, came back, got injured again, and now tonight there's rumors he's not even going to play.
Yeah, just talking about Zion, I really thought this was going to be the year for him. He had obviously lost all that weight that he had gained in the offseason. The doctors were saying he was healthy, released a bunch of videos, had some bounce to him, but yet again, the same result. He played a few games, scored high numbers, looking very hopeful, gets injured. And it seemed like that's his pattern that has been for the last few seasons. And it just really makes me wonder about his sustainability in the NBA. Are people going to want to trade for him because of his injury-prone characteristics? Are people going to want to invest in him for the future? Is he going to be on a route out of the NBA, kind of like another more hype superstars like Greg Oden? Is he going to be out because of injury? It just makes me really disappointed because he's one of the best prospects to ever come out of college. And I think that if that translated to the NBA level with his fitness, he just would have been phenomenal. But here we are. And I think that if Zion was playing, this Pelicans team goes up against the Thunder and just lights him up. Because Zion he's an MVP candidate when he plays, I think. But on the Thunder side of the ball, like you mentioned, just great all around, even though that they lost Chet Holmgren. But Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is not someone to be slept on. In my opinion, a great MVP candidate for that Thunder team.
I definitely agree. And one more thing about Zion, man. It's just that it's not really a what if can he play how he played in college in the NBA. We know he can play that well. And I was surprised because I have like huge guys like Shaquille O'Neal, who's absolutely massive guys like Giannis, big, strong guys, and their longevity has been fine. Or was fine with Shaq, is fine with Giannis. Of course, Giannis gets banged up every once in a while, but when it comes down to playoff time, it comes down to finals time, he's there. And it's really concerning with Zion here. I thought this year was going to be like a revenge tour for him, to be honest. I thought the Pelicans were going to be able to make a pretty deep run. I thought Zion was going to have an absolutely amazing year. But you know what? Injuries just holding him back. I don't know if it's the Pelicans trainers. I don't know what's going on there, but I don't think a change of scenery is what he needs. I just think he needs to stay healthy, man. That's all I need. But, yeah, that's all I have for this episode, man. Anything else?
I'm all good here.
Well, I'm Blake Showalter.
And I'm Beto Vacadillas.
Thanks so much for tuning in, guys. Hope to catch you guys next time. Follow us on all platforms. That's the Southeast Arrow on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, whatever you want to follow us at. Of course, follow us on Instagram with a 2-minute warning with an underscore on it. See you guys next time. Subscribe to our channel down below. Thanks again for watching.